Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to this week's hashtag Spill the Beans. If you've never seen me before, I am Tara Priolo. I am your resident white-facing, biracial, multi-passionate musician, and I talk about the ish that nobody wants to talk about and push you to do the same, and today is definitely going to be one of those days. We are going to talk about communication, and it's probably going to be a multi-parter. Trigger warning for tone policing of marginalized folks. Okay, so grab a drink and come on back. Y'all, I was just talking to myself, okay? She was just talking to herself. It's fine. We're not going to do events today because you all know the regulars, the weeklies, you know? It's the regulars. Join the broadcast channel if you don't know. Check out my link in bio if you don't know. A trigger warning for Israel-Palestine brief conversation. Some of y'all are real confident in some bad takes, okay? Some of y'all like real confident in some bad takes that you don't know enough about. You know what I'm saying? And I think, I'm just going to say it again, we can hold multiple truths at once. People aren't their governments, and all of us should be pro-humanity. Pro-humanity, right? I mean, is that like we don't have to dehumanize other people in order to feel a certain way about another group of people? Y'all know what I'm saying? Okay, and speaking of bad takes, let's talk about communication. In particular, how we keep conversations going that are uncomfortable. And here is what I've seen in the last, I don't know, my life, but really in the last 2 months. So I have seen a lot of instances where a non-marginalized or a less marginalized person comments on something and a marginalized person, a more marginalized person comes in and is talking back to that person. And then another marginalized person will come in and say, you know, that first question was blah, 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 was, you know, bad in such a way, or, you know, just generally like try to add their voice to the discussion. And the person that originally commented, this is layered, the person that originally commented will then cease public discussion. And I want to hit on that. And then inevitably, that original commenter ends up in the OP's post. Sorry, not the OP's post. In the OP's DMs, right? Sorry, I refuse to engage with this person who called me out on my original comments. Wasn't my intent, blah, 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 blah. Listen. If that marginalized person that you just sent that message to comes back to you and says, oh, I'm so sorry for that person, that marginalized person is not, needs to do some more education, okay? They need to learn some intersectionality, all right? But the other thing is, you need to, as the person that was called out, figure out a way to be able to be strong enough in your discomfort to continue that conversation in public, because it is so important for other people to learn. And you are requiring more labor from that marginalized person that you're now in the DMs of. Second scenario, okay? Someone posts something that is group education or is group, like looking for a group or whatever, and someone comments and wants personal attention, wants a personal whatever, right? Y'all know where this is going because we've talked about this before, right? We've talked about this before on this page and my boundaries of coming into my DMs when I'm doing group education and y'all ask for personal education, right? Not okay. It's not okay. And again, it's preventing the conversation from happening in the public eye, and in particular, the requirement of labor from the marginalized person. And why is it important that those discussions stay in the public eye? Because it's less labor for the marginalized person who is choosing to educate or choosing to engage with that non-marginalized person or less marginalized person, right? It prevents burnout of marginalized people who are constantly having to do education because this world refuses to recognize that marginalization exists and rectify itself, right? And y'all are stronger than you think you are. You non-marginalized, less marginalized folks. Y'all are stronger than you think you are. You can withstand a simple conversation without tone policing or requiring further education inside of DMs. And I'm going to need y'all to figure that out. It just, it's one of these ones, you know, guys, it's one of these ones. So just do better, because it's important for other people to learn. It's a public service. And just to clarify, please don't pop into my DMs with like just a question. Please ask me if I have the spoons. I am going to put a question box here. If you have thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, put it in the comments, put it here, whatever. But if you're going to pop into my DMs, please make sure you're asking me if I have the spoons to answer your specific educational question, and expect me to answer that I will answer it publicly. There's a reason that I'm bringing these scenarios to the table, to show you all that this is like, it happens daily, and it is so easy to think that you are the exception, right? You, less marginalized person, are the exception to the rule, right? You're not. You're not the exception to the rule. It's all tone policing. It's all abusing emotional labor and physical labor and labor, educational labor of marginalized folks. Okay, that's all for Spill the Beans. As I was saying, that's all for Spill the Beans. Continue to be anti-racist. Be safe. Make good trouble. Lots of good trouble. Lots of good trouble. Do good work. I love y'all hardcore. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.